Hello there, everyone. All right. Fairly straightforward today. We've got GAC. I've got a little bit of a fleet climb to kick off. But first of all, I want to see if I can just make a little bit of headway on this. Now, something tells me 7 won't do that yet. So I'm going to just burn this. And it gave me the one I needed. All right. Padawan Sabine. Now look at my favourites. They're all gear 13 or higher, obviously. Pretty much everything that isn't gear 13 now is something I'm probably not using. The only exception there is Trench, who's just sort of stuck in dead man zone down here. But yeah, pretty much everything else is stuff I'm not using or I don't feel a priority to take up if we're talking about SWGOH. So yeah, very interesting. Alright, I will come back to that in a moment, but short term, got some fleet battles to do. Do I go first? Do I go second? I go first, full auto. Always nice. So yeah, I had a look at my GAC opponent. Only a brief look, but just enough to get the idea that after going 2-0 for the week, this could be a tough one. I'm almost expecting it to be a 2-1 week because of it. They're not like crazy better than me, you know, like, we're not talking like a massive gulf, but it's a significant enough gulf for that. When we look at the stats, you'll see why I'm thinking that. So yeah, maybe I get lucky. Maybe they drop on a few of my things and then I can just box smart around theirs. But yeah, I'm not anticipating that. I'm hoping, but I'm not anticipating. Alright, that's It's funny, I don't really watch this usually, but it's funny just seeing both the Sith fighters come in and die, as I say. Alright, we have done our job. We have been the sacrificial lambs in this battle. It is kooky how they've not... let me restart that sentence. It's kooky how the scimitar functions in the sense that if you were to try and play it auto, you would have to go out of your way to get scimitar to come in Fleet Arena. You know, you'd have to pick 3 ships that are deliberately lower priority on reinforcements than it. And by that token, you do that, and you're probably not going to have good reinforcements to win the rest of the fight. So it's very kooky. But it works because it just means that as long as you're playing and actually watching what you're doing, you can win. It does show that the Sith fleet is still a bit weird, though, the fact that they needed to have a mechanic like that. Alright, there's the first basic. Alright. TIE dagger shouldn't take long from here. There we go.
Come on in, come on up, come on over for the merriest time of year. Come on up, come
Alright, 7 minutes.
for a good time, smile my dear. Come on in, come on up, come on over. Well,
Nothing fancy here, sadly. We did get something for the bonus rewards. I feel like I got that very early this time. Hondo, I think I did mention it last time, but I can't remember. He is R9 now. It's actually funny, he isn't too far off of R10 if I wanted, but I know it's an impractical one. I am really tempted to bring Vane onto this list. The thing is as well, I know that Vane is just one that is probably ideal because you really want Brutus and Silvo there as well, and even though he's not there yet, it's me. I mean, I bumped him up a little bit the last couple of hours, but... It's not even Delta, it's the fact that Smuggler's Run 3 could be getting its own tier. Or, you know, a bonus tier, and it's like, well, if that is worth it, is it worth taking those characters to R9? Because you get the double benefit with Delta. It's hard not to look at this and feel like they just copy-cut paste galactic challenges with it. You know, the idea of, oh, okay, you know, if you've got the character at X era level, you can get the reward like you used to do with galactic challenges. You know, if you got 5-star dish, you get the reward, but I don't know. It's frustrating, isn't it? Alright, let's have a look at the dark side tokens. I've got 7. Hey. I know I'm miles off with shard shop currency. Like I would have to suddenly find shard shop currency out of nowhere. I could get 25 with this. But yeah, practically I am not likely to get it. And it's irritating because I'm halfway on Hondo. 5 out of 10. So the only way I can think of getting some more tokens immediately is like forcing it a bit. But then it's not entirely worth forcing. Because he's only got 4 Zetas, so he's not ready, you know. I mean, he'll probably have the Zeta for next week. The final Zetas, I should say. He's got 7 here, so that's probably a couple of days. But the other one would take, you know, the rest of the week, most likely. Just looking at that, I couldn't help but have this feeling of... They came out in such a weird spot in terms of... I don't know about anyone else, but I've kind of... I haven't forgotten them. But it's like... Eh. It's not like they're bad or anything, it's just... I'm going farm them just because... Why not? But... it's a very funny reason to farm a character. Also, just another little thing. I've got 7,000 crystals here. It's quite tempting to try and get a 5,000 pack for Yoda and Chewie, which I never normally do. But I might not be getting the episode pass straight away, if at all this time. So the idea of just saying, alright, I'll... You know, I normally get 20 here. So instead I'll just try and get the 20. You know, it's not the worst thing. Because the odd thing as well, the pass value has gone down a bit for me, because, like there, I haven't even touched any of these Kairos. Yeah, I've touched that one. What about this one? Yeah, I've had that one as well. So that was probably when they unlocked Hondo. You know, it went straight for that. But, you know, I find it quite mental that this one, which is the brand new one, that's still completely unused. I think Agnods was said it on a video in recent-ish past. That maybe they could just do with looping back a bit and checking the value on it. Because the thing is, it is still good value for people who need Car Attack. But, I mean, I would say I'm okay in the short term for Car Attack. I mean, I would have to be doing like an entire Bad Batch to need it. Well, I say an entire Bad Batch. You get what I mean. They were like 1,000 Kairos for the 5 of them. Probably a bit more. You know, and at the moment, I've only got 2 characters not unlocked. The Stranger and Ahsoka. Say next month when I get the Stranger, I'm not going to need 1,000 Kairos. Unless they really start upping Cairo Rex for Conquest units. So yeah, I'm quite comfortable with them. Let's just have a quick look at that, because I'm curious. I know I've got my fleet battle in a minute, but we're 10 out of 17. Snips has got a long way to go for 6 relics. Asajj's got 2. Commander Ahsoka's got 4. Fulcrum's got 2. Padawan Sabine's got 6. Jensen's got 4. And Hu Yang's got 4. Doesn't sound a lot when I say it like that. None of them need gear now. Really hope I can get that done early next... Or I say early next year, I think that's when it will likely be done. Because I want to start prioritising tunes that need improving for Relic Delta. I mean, my guild have mentioned Rey, saying ideally Rey would be an early goal for R10. You know, and I'm like, I can see why. She's kind of always there. So it does make some sense. I think the other ones mentioned were Ezra and Ahsoka, which obviously I haven't got Ahsoka, but Ezra's only R7, so it's that little thing of I could do with being wary of it. None of them were mandated, those, by the way. They were just like little idle chit chat. I think as much as anything, it was trying to dissuade people from doing Darth Revan. I mean, I think someone did counter there might be an argument for Darth Revan in terms of if people do off meta counters, maybe Relic 10 could impact it, but I've not heard about it. And honestly, if I saw someone that got an R10 Darth Revan, I would just, even if I hadn't got my triple meta on offense, I would choose to go, Leviathan meta on offense. Alright, so while this is wrapping up, let's show you what we're facing. And let's bring this screen on. There we go. So, let's see where we're starting. I'm 13.5 mil. Space Wizard is 14.1 mil. You can see a lot of red on their side. You know, they are bigger than me for a lot of these schools. Like Zetas, they're ahead, 372 to 409. They've got 25 more armies than me, 80 to 105. 11 more GAC armies than me, 62 to 73. I do seem to have speed advantages, which is nice. 122 to 42 on the 25 plus. 369 to 256 on the 20 plus, but then they catch up on the 15s and 10s. Again, we have the advantage on the percentages for the most part. We're behind on the, I'm assuming, defense 9 percentage. Again, I'm surprised they're scoring defense mods, but fair enough. They've got more R9s than me, 33 to 22 on my end. Again, R8s, they're ahead, 56 to 21 on my end. I've got more R7s, which is kind of expected when I'm behind on the other two. Datacrons, I've got more battle expert in terms of rerolls. Hopefully that counts for something. But yeah, we're behind on quite a few scores there, which is concerning. It looks like they got a lot of their key units relicked up as well, so it could be a bit of a slog, this one. Okay. Let's see what they've done. Okay, so we've got a Hondo to deal with, all R9s. And it is a Pirate Crom with the good level 6, so plenty to be frustrated about there. We've got the Boba team with Zam and Dengar. Now, I did hear about Malak and Malgus being able to deal with that, so I'm going to keep that in the bank. We've got Ahsoka with Jensen and Ezra. It isn't the Terminator Cron. It is Tank Cron, though. Actually, saying that, it isn't the worst Tank Cron, so that's not bad either. It's alright, for a second I was thinking it was the one where they heal on critical hits. Right, let me just check. What's their Ezra speed? .352, so I am faster than that. Yeah, I gained 30, I think, so yeah, I'll jump the Ezra. So that is open to us. We've got Rex 5s. It's not bad, but nothing crazy there. Ray-Ban Cal, It's the good level 6. It's a Cal 9, so nothing crazy. I've got Mace with Temple Guard and Jocasta. No Depper for some reason. Bulk and Attacker Cron. That is awkward. I don't know if my C could handle that. Yeah, that one could be awkward. I'm a little bit wary about that. We got Jabba. Riposte on specials. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Love Vader. Protection up at the start of the battle. Okay. We got a Tharno. Again, nothing too crazy. And then Trench. Okay. It'd be safe to say there's a few things there that concern me. I really need Great Mothers to be able to take down Ahsoka. Like, that is a must. For Hondo, we're going to pencil in Slacker. I just think, again, that's something that is needed. Lord Vader, I'm thinking right now we do Leia. Rey, I'm thinking Seer. Jabba, nothing there said that Queen can't handle that. Mace, I'm very cautious, but I'm thinking maybe C, what, and if I just go to custom, we pop in B1. B1 can take the captive off Temple Guard, and then Jocasta, hopefully C can handle Jocasta and Mace's attacks. Hopefully. Ithano. Ithano's a funny one because I was using JML to beat him. I don't mind trying Afro. That could be interesting. If anything, we do get the first turn. And then Trench just screams Gungans. You know, even if there is a better team for the Gungans to take out, it just feels the best option for him. For Bulba, I'm thinking we do Malik. It seems fairly okay. Try and put Protection Cron in. Or Tenacity. Do we need Tenacity? I wouldn't have thought so. Because then here we can do a Malgus team. So yeah, I think all of those teams make sense. Again, maybe a little bit of a gamble there, but we can see how it goes. Let's sort out the Crons, because that is going to be an important bit of this, though. I mean, I feel like we need something fairly decent on a few of these. I definitely need the good First Order one here. And I think we try the crew one here. Oh, saying that, no, not the crew one. Let's get rid of that, go for Dark Side, ideally. Crit damage. See, I haven't locked that one in. That's in the past week. Yeah, none of the other ones have that. So if I get rid of that, yeah, the ability block one, we'll put that in. Oh. Where did that go? That was weird. Okay, never mind. Okay, so we got two that I feel were pretty important in that. The other one I would have thought was this, so we can apply that. But yeah, after that, I feel like it's just let's take it as it comes almost. I mean, I want to hold the Nihilus level 12, is it? I want to try and hold that level 9 for Nihilus. I want to try and hold that for Treya again. I don't think I need it for anything else. But the odd thing is, it would be decent for Leia. Maybe decent is probably as far as I could go. It's nothing too crazy, but it's decent. Let's remove that filter. We got... I'm trying to think what would be decent for armor pen. I'd argue this is probably the best one for the armor pen. And there was a chunk of potency which Afra does like. I don't feel like we need light side here as such. Well, more like I don't feel like we need anything crazy, but say I search by protection. Yeah, that'd be fine for the Gungans. I don't think they need it, but it's there. I feel like for this one, if we got health, that'd be nice, but... yeah, at this point I'm really running out of crons, so we'll apply that there. And honestly, it almost feels like I'll see how we go from here. I mean, I'm pretty sure most things are croned up at here now. Okay. So, I think we start with the Great Mothers. I know it's not the wall I usually attack first, but I would like to see if this works. Interesting how they chose to put them up north, by the way. You would have thought that the arguably tougher teams would have been south for maximised banners. Ray with ability block. That's the one. 44% crit damage, which takes Spirit up to 250. Okay, so Doom. Bless. Okay, that works because we've got the blind there. Let's do that. Do that. Okay. Bow down. Cool. Alright. Full auto, please. Alright, we still seem to be hitting for decent damage. I mean, that was 68k I just saw off Spirit. And she hasn't got that busted cron she had last time. That was really annoying. Bow down. There we go, 67. Great start. That just gave me that little bit of comfort knowing that I didn't need to move Leia. So I feel like I can now focus a bit on that south wall. Because Hondo's still a problem. I mean, Slacker should do it, but if that goes wrong, I am up creek without a paddle. So my thoughts are, let's do C here now. I want to make sure there's no issues in terms of rally levels, all that jazz. So Seppi's 1 and 2. And can I see the chronachos? Whenever first order allies stun an enemy. That's fine. There we go. I think I just want to give survivability to C, and he gets a fair chunk there. Alright, tech. We'll do that. And I will link Jocasta. Do that? You know what? I'm going to link Mace because I figure Jocasta's nasty when she gets the rifle, but she's a little less nasty before then. So I'm thinking Mace is an attacker in general, so it kind of makes more sense to just stop him from critting and all that jazz. If we can reduce like the stats and everything, then it just makes it easier for us moving forward, I hope. Alright, might as well get that gun coffers. Okay, I don't think it really did much to Mace. I can't tell too much because of the bonus protection. But let's just move to Jocasta. Right, there's the rifle. I'm kind of glad I moved. Yep, that's a 2 HP watt. Go on. Ow. Alright, not perfect banners, but 56? Yeah, that'll do. Considering, again, I was a little bit worried about how the mechanics might work there. That's fine. Okay, the one I'm probably least confident now in is, of all things, Afra versus Atano. So let's give this a go. It's more a case of, I'm sure I could clean up if this went wrong, but it feels like a bad one to drop. So I want to see how this plays. Alright, increase cooldowns if we can with the tenacity up. Resisted, fair enough. Oh! Bloody hell. Send a droid. Nah, sod it, I'll just send these. 57. Wow, okay. I don't know why I doubted that. Man, oh man. Okay, Afra, well done. Okay, let's get Leia in. I feel like I've stalled on this a bit. Not deliberately, just... Oh, I thought I got Drogon in. Which Crom was I picking? The other Ray Crom. Okay, so Relic 9, Relic 9, Relic 8. We're actually mirroring a little bit there. Alright, so let's pull that off Drogon. Pop stealth there. And let's do that. Lovely. We'll pop that on Leia. I do like the idea of getting CX2 down, but I also think to myself, CX2 is kind of nice to have on the field because of being a support. The longer he's there, we've got like a reflexive equalizer, if that makes any sense. Like, you know, if we've... Let me get Leia. Here we go. With a support, we can dispel all debuffs, equalize Leia's health and protection. You know, it's a very nice thing to have. Enough that I'd kind of want to take the Nightfall Trooper down first, if we can. Ooh, let's not faff around though. R2's going next. Can we stun CX2? Yeah. Let's pull that off Drogon. Pop that on Leia. And she's going ult. At this point, I'm just hoping we can keep our banners high enough. Ooh. Vader worries me when he does that. Even though he's only one route level than my Drogon, he seems to have it in for him. Oh, he's got it in for everyone. Lovely. 57. I feel like that was okay in how it was managed. Alright, Queenie. Did I do that? That was the one. The buff's on special. Let's start with that. Different cron to what I've been using recently for this, so worth keeping that in mind. Okay, just be wary. Pow's getting hit. Ooh, Bushy baby. I love getting rid of a Bushy baby that early. This is like when we had the support cron for the Krennic support cron, as we called it. It's why I loved it, just for the fact that if you used it in this battle, it was beyond overkill. It generally felt like a war crime to use it. Alright, wave our hand. There we go. Oh, I was hoping... Oh, come on, can we do it? Come on, pal. That's it. 57. And trench. Let's get the Gungans in. I'm putting Tarpals in rather than Phalanx. And I'm going to ignore the Cron, even though I said I was going to pay attention to it. I figure Gungans are so anti-separatist, they should be able to handle it. And if not, it's a disappointment on multiple reasons. Alright, trench down. Ooh, not good for Jar Jar, that. I know it's still have to hit under protection, but it's still not nice. What did that do? Yeah, that was crazy. Alright, lock death mark is nice. Although it didn't stick. Right, a stun is welcome. There we go, Death Mark. 57. Alright, I think that was a very efficient first 6 battles. So, let me close this down. Let's close the game down a minute. Let's find out what they've done. Alright, so they put Enoch. Okay. Maz with Hondo and Quigold. Adrad. Silvo. Okay, Silvo's an interesting choice. And Saul. Okay. Definitely a few things to ponder there. I won't call any of those teams like complete walkovers. Okay. We've got 3 GLs. Got Bane. Let's not forget Bane. Yeah, Adrad's the one that's interesting me here because... Yeah, scratch that. I feel like there should be something very straightforward for him. And I won't lie, I am tempted to do that. Just Kenobi Cat. Could potentially do Bo-Katan. Because I'm thinking we do JML on Maz. So say we then from there did Bo-Katan on Adrad. I could arguably do JMK there. It's alright, I was thinking, do I go shorthand? I'm like, no, let's just go 3 for 3. Silvo, I have got no idea on Silvo. I've never considered what I'd do for him. Treya, maybe, yeah. Raver. Yeah, I think I'm happy throwing Raver at that, and then the last one on this wall is Saw. Just throw Jabber at it. So, and none of that's Bane either. That is kind of crazy. I mean, I am looking and thinking, is there anything I can do to tighten up a bit here? But I think majority of these counters are fairly solid. I mean, do I just go balls to the wall with the Bulba team and just go Bane? And then I can go even firmer on Rex. I think I do. You know, rather than going for this version of Malgus, let's put in a stronger one. And then here we can do Bane Sass. I'm just looking at what I've got left. Don't get me wrong, there are a few things that are a shame not to use, but there's nothing there that's like, oh my god, I have not used duh. Yeah, I feel quite content with that lot. So we'll deal with these 3 first. And, well, I say with these 3, we'll deal with Seer and Hondo first, then we'll finish these 2 off. So Let's get into Hondo. As said before, if this goes wrong, I'm in trouble. Right, let's hit the droid. We'll shock Vane if we can. Apparently not. Right, Slacker got the message there, thankfully. Okay. Oof. I don't like the idea of this, but I'm going to ult one turn just in case. That had been on my mind, Mol. Well, I got Malik on my mind, to be honest. Oh, we didn't get a kill, damn it. Oh, hang about. Okay. Whew, okay. Just raises your blood pressure a bit this battle. At least enough that it makes me question why I've had a cup of coffee for my stream when I could probably just do this battle and get the required amount of jump in my day. Alright, 57. But yeah, I thought to myself, I'll move Malgus and Malik. It was going to be Malgus for the Rex, but I was going to do Malgus, Sass, and Marauder here. But I thought I might as well throw Bane here because I don't need Bane on the bat wall. So I might as well just use Bane there. I mean, I could swap them around. I'm pretty sure they'd do the same thing. Maybe that's more efficient. Bane that, and then Malgus that. There's less units. Yeah, see it. Let's send that in. All right, throw some rocks. Let's just smack Ben. Yep, that's as expected. Let's just stay on Ray for a minute. The DI there was very welcome. Can we get a kill? No. Bit too much to ask there. Let's throw some rocks instead. Okay. Throw a lightsaber. Lovely. Hey up, Snappy, how you doing? We'll raise that. Ugh, lovely. Not. Yeah, I was debating if there was any benefit to doing the special there, but no. Alright, Ben, just don't kill Seer. I don't think you can because of... Oh, you can apparently, okay. That's good, not good to know, I guess. And bring the sky down and we'll just get our banners. Or what banners we can. Alright, 52, that was a bit of a drop. Yeah, not happy with that one, but we'll take it. It's a win. Alright. We all love a bit of Bane, so let's give the people what they want. Bit odd stealthing, I know, but I don't really care what happens here. Right, bye-bye. 55. And then... Come on, Malgus. You've been summoned to impress. Did I pin that for another team at the back? I don't think I did. Nope. Alright. You can have that Kron then. I mean, this makes sense why it works in the sense that he's immune to healing immunity. And he heals on debuff, so they just keep trying to debuff him and he's like, thank you. I was going to say, I feel like I need him to try and debuff me so I can get some banners back. Alright, she comes back. Cool. Take her out again. Alright, 59. Cool. No, I can't forget about the one with the red nose. When I fly high, my sleigh still stay 10 toes. Bring the beat, bring the cheese, put the lights up. 'Tis the season. Alright, what we got here? We got Maz, we were going to do JML. What was the Saw team? Jabba. Let's send in Jab then. I haven't actually seen if Saw's capable of taking Jabba. Certainly giving off that impression.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Okay. Let's throw that there. I really do want to heal Chrysanthemum, but I'm also kind of wary of... Yeah, a lot of this doesn't seem nice right now. Jabba's got a basic at least. Can I blind that trooper? Because I think he's causing a bit of trouble for us. There we go. We got a bit of health back on Chrysanthemum. Oh, okay. We lose Boosh. Little snipe off Luthen. I'm throwing that just to get the frenzy off Saw. Right, we should be able to get ults and killed that way, but it'd be quite an understatement to say this has not been clean. Laughable though that they've marked Chrysanthemum. Oof, okay. We got our ult. Oh, nice. Just take Luthen. Oh. Are you immune to... I didn't think he was immune to insta-kills. We'll have a look. I'm wondering if it's something along the lines of if there's a rebel trooper he's immune. But yeah, right now I'm feeling a little bit gypped. Also, just another little awkward thing, we didn't get a contract, so the ult's taking longer to achieve. Yeah, I need to look at Luthen's kit because I honestly wonder if I got gypped. Or maybe it's Saw's. I don't know. Maybe something persists after Saw's defeat, but I just can't think of anything that says, right, Jabba cannot rancor you. Because I think I've done it in Conquest. I know Conquest can be its own bubble game mode at times, but still, I've never seen that. Right, we have got our ult, but trouble is it's going to be too late to actually do anything with it. I'll have to submit it, but that is annoying. Oh, okay, so while the Rebel Commander is active, he can't be reduced below 100% health, so he can't be defeated. Right, that is sneaky, let's say that. If anything as well, that also felt very awkward in the sense that the trooper kind of came in around, I think it was on the turn I did it, so I don't know how that worked mechanically. I'll have to rewatch it or something, but very frustrating. Let's say that. Right, I'm going to try this. Go for a quick contract. Oh, just a quick kill. All right. Okay, so we then cleaned up with Bounty Hunters, Aura, Grief, Mando. And that was a win. I don't know what the banners were. I'm just going to put 42 for argument's sake, but... Alright, I think we do JML next. So the quick gold Kron reflects damage, and they get damage reduction plus bulk. So there's a few things there that could be annoying. That's the only one with protection on it, I think. I didn't say I was going to use Treya though, so I'm just thinking where I use that as well. Again, it's what I was saying about R2. It would have been a nice Kron for that team. Go on, we'll use that. We have got 2 attackers on the team, so it's not like it's going to waste. So I'll be glad next week. I do have 2 more Krons then. Alright, stun who we can, which is apparently all of them. Pass that to JKL. And let's give that to Master Luke. I'm kind of balancing in my head what we want to do here, because I don't think it's bad taking out Maz, because we have got our way around Hondo when he's dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight. I mean, I was thinking of the Cal Insta-Kill, to be fair, but that's still fair. 55. Alright, I feel the need to recover banners, but equally I think let's just play it safe and go with that. And we'll apply this Kron, why not? I mean, Delta will definitely be slowing us down here. +3 on their side, but hopefully we can still push through. $57. Again, that's overkill, but I don't mind. Alright, let's do this. We need K2 out first, so let's go for him. Just a few counterattacks. Just a few. Go on, send him Bo. She's blind, but so is he now. Go on, let's get that off Bam. Go on, we'll poop. There we go, and bye-bye. Actually, that was... I wasn't expecting that, but still. 54, though. I'm a little disappointed in the banners there. I thought we were going to get higher. I actually thought the banner count was higher, so a little disappointing. Alright, Inquisitors. Let's try and finish on a good score. Let's hit kicks. Alright. Quite straightforward. Hey up, Luke. How you doing? Boink. 57. Clean wrap up. Okay. 16-14 going into the fleet wall. That feels alright. You're feeling close to quitting. I mean, the number of people I've seen with that sentiment, it's a little scary. I mean, I feel like for myself, I'm coping okay. But, yeah. You see, I don't know if there's sarcasm there, just for the fact that I've never heard of a Wampa taking down a Talzin. But yeah, go and say. Let's do that. You've used it quite a lot. Again, I wasn't being funny. I just genuinely have not heard of that counter. I mean, in terms of Delta, it does make sense. You know, 5 relic Delta, I don't know what the exact number is they put on it, but they essentially said if you've got 5 relics difference between characters, you shouldn't win. Which, I know this is bonkers in the context of the game before, but I think this is where they want things to be, in the sense of they're essentially trying to tell you, bump your Wampa up 2 relics if you want it to work. Which, sorry, not 2 relics, obviously you're already on the good side, but actually saying that, you had the advantage. So that shouldn't be an issue. Sorry, I completely twisted that in my head. Yeah, so it shouldn't be Delta then. You've got the advantage, so the Delta shouldn't be against you, it should be for you. I honestly don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting at. You know, even if the changes come in and that has happened, I don't think they're connected. I think it might just be that it's not working now for some reason. I know the idea is, oh yeah, this happens, so that must be connected, but maybe it's just not. Not necessarily Occam's razor. I mean, again, that's a counter I haven't really seen a lot of. I know Bane was taking down Lord Vader at one point, but I haven't heard about it, like, consistently. And I didn't know Bane was doing it either. It might just be that I've been using specific counters and I've closed myself off to other ones. I mean, from what I've heard, it can still work if you've got an attack Kron at the moment, which I've tried the other day and it didn't work, but I believe my opponent did have the Jawa Kron, I think. Oh no, well, it was either the Jawa Kron or the Iden Kron on Lord Vader, and that kind of counters the attacker Kron. But things like that have been going on even when the Rolo Kron was in, so it's not the worst thing. Yeah, in 3 she might stand better just because OG Bo will be in there, I'll help him. I mean, in a general sense, I can get the frustration. I mean, if something was working and now it isn't, it is irritating. But considering you had the advantage, unless somehow Delta is not working the way it should and it's actually counting against you, which I wouldn't know why, because it would literally be a coding issue, then I think it might just be a bad coincidence rather than actually Delta. But again, if like something in the game code's broken, then hey, maybe that is what it is. But I very highly doubt they've programmed undersizes to be negatively affected. I mean, that would just be weird. But yeah, I'm sorry it cost you a GAC. I mean, it's... I keep going back to my own. I feel like I'm reliant on these wins at the moment just for the fact that it's helping me keep up. Or catch up. So, yeah. If you suddenly lose it, it does feel very rough. I feel like I'm missing something why Iron's Tooth wasn't gaining turn meter then. I mean, I've had spells like that myself, not with Delta, but just in general. I feel like right now I'm still in a good place, but based on past times when I've not felt that way, I think it's just worth seeing it out a little bit. Even if you just drop your intensity of the game a little bit, you know, just play it a bit more casually. It can just help you out a little bit, can't it? Just take the stress out of winning as much. By the way, why the hell was Kyle's command shuttle coming in here? That was a really random reinforcement. There we go. A few banners dropped, sadly. Oh, not you. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Fingers crossed they do add more updates lined up. I mean, I think one of the things that's going to impact the game in the near future is that obviously Relic Delta's here now, but I think when they start adding more relics into the game, like 11, 12, 13, that's when things will probably feel... We'll feel how much it's impacting the game, because I think right now we're still in that spot where it's all brand new. But I think when we see, like, say, how Relic 9 feels when a Relic 13's in the game, say, I think we'll have an idea of how, like, the changes have been overall, because I think we're still in that new place right now. It's like everything's the same, but it's not, whereas I think, say, a year down the line, we might be feeling a lot different. I can completely understand that. I mean, I feel like I have time to put into Conquest, but I know if I was like doing a full-time job, it would be completely different. I do think game modes like that need revamping a bit. I mean, personally, I would like it if they halved the game mode, like the time spent in the game mode, but doubled the rewards. Well, I say the rewards, but the idea being, like, say, you're farming the Datacron node, you get double the Datacrons you get now. That way, you're spending less time, but you're getting more from it, and just reduce the sectors. Heck, make it so that the minimum is, I don't know, Relic 8 for Sector 1, Relic 9 for Sector 2, and 10 for 3. I know that is scary crazy, but you get my point. The idea of, if they want to make it... if they want to try and shorten the time, fair enough. I understand they might have to make it worse for us to do it, but I think that might be a fair trade in some ways. You know, less time, but higher difficulty. I don't know, I'm spitballing, but you'd like to think there is a fair trade. 77 banners there. For sure, I can completely get that. By the way, 2060, very nice score. Only 15, is it behind last round? Yeah, 15 behind, no, 25 behind last round. Cool. So yeah, hopefully we get a good defense result. All I need them to do is drop a little bit more than I did, which is one battle. And as far as GL Ahsoka, I can get what you mean. Ezra's pretty much mandatory for her. I mean, you can do Ahsoka Watt and something else, but it's not ideal, is it? Yeah, I agree there. She's okay. You know, I'm not going to jump from the ceiling and say, oh yeah, you've got to get her. You know, I mean, I haven't got her yet. She's my next farm, and it kind of sums up why, because she's not OP, but if you have her, which I would like to have her, obviously, she's going to do a job for me. She's going to sit on defense and just basically annoy people. So, you know, it's mainly Azure annoys people, but she's like part of that. But yeah. I do know what you mean though with the conquest units. I mean, I haven't done my free to play for about 2 months now, and or it's either 2 months or 6 weeks, and let me get this right. I just caught up, I think, actually, when I finished playing it, in the sense that all my conquest units were caught up. But say I were to restart it now, I'd be without the stranger, you know. And there's a bit of me that feels like, as an event, Proving Grounds is an utter failure, you know. And I don't like being nasty with stuff like that, but I think you look at it and you go, making people farm characters that way is very rough. I would love it if they would put something into the game, like a Journey Guide event where you could get these conquest characters. You know, you have to have Rex, fair enough. Maybe make them that it was characters from that conquest era, if you like. So, like, say the Stranger came out when Forlorn and Zuckuss came in, so maybe have it that you need those two at Rally 5 or something. But just give us some bare bones Journey Guide event for the Stranger. Make it that those two characters are needed. Bish bash bosh, you can get the character. I think that's more fair than... And I know the argument might be that some people won't want to then do Conquest, but I'm thinking, well, maybe then incentivize actually doing Conquest. You know, maybe put it so that you get Datacrons more easily. That way, even if you've got a speedy way of getting the character, people will still want to do Conquest so they don't miss out in that way. Again, this is all off the top of my head. I haven't thought it through. There's probably a very bad reason for not doing that, but... That's just where my head is going right now. You'd have thought there'd be a way of just trying to make it so that if people can't sink the time in, they're not punished for it. Because, I respect that games work with time investment. They're able to show off to the higher-ups, okay, we've got this amount of game time from players, blah, blah, blah. But you'd like to think there'd be a way of marrying game time with enjoyment. And that's what they're not doing right now. I've said it for so long, I'm not a fan of Conquest. I'm coping with it. I mean, I say I'm coping with it. I'm 13.5 million. I should be alright with it. But even now, I'm still like, you know what? Can we find a way of making this quicker? You know, and I'm saying that with it's even a touch of irony, because the last cycle, right, I felt I got through very fast, right? I've got my Conquest units here, or my Conquest teams, and I did what supposedly you meant to do. I got through the first 4 sectors in the first 2 days. Didn't focus heavily on feats, but I got through as much as I could. And then it was up until the Wednesday until the Monday, I just farmed Datacrons in Sector 4, or Datacron mats. And then the Tuesday to the following Monday, I either finished my feats and then went back to Datacron farming. So I look at it and I think, I feel like I had a very smooth experience. I don't feel like I sunk too much time into it. But I can't help but have your kind of thought there, Luke, that if I was working, I probably wouldn't find it that easy. Because that day, I've got GAC as well. If my guild was like my former guild, I'd be doing TB as well. Thankfully, in a way, this guild does TB for me the next day. You know, like that for me. How do I phrase it? Like phase 1 obviously starts before Conquest, but because there's like a wait period for platooning and all that lot, I don't start until the following morning. And even on day 1, we've just had a ping today saying we can go and just deploy rather than having to do CM, so that's nice. But yeah, if you got TB in the mix, it's rough. Oh, and I mean, again, the raid as well is nice. I feel like I'm defending CG as much as I'm trying to argue against them, but the raid is actually better than the Naboo raid as well. I just want to point that one out as well. When we had the Naboo raid and Conquest, that was horrid, because you've got like an hour of messing with the RNG of that raid, and then you got to do Conquest, potentially a TB and GAC. That was horrid. Whereas Lord Vader and Order 66, that is, by comparison, fairly straightforward. You finish a 10 to 12 hour shift in a combo and have 2 kids to care for, just have 0 time to grind. I mean, I completely understand and empathise. I haven't got kids myself, but I can understand where you're coming from. I mean, I just look at it and I think there's got to be a better way. It's like if Conquest was maybe spread out more. Like, what happens if they made it that Conquest, and this is going to be a very controversial take, but what happens if it never ended? Like, it was 4 weeks long. It gave you all the time you need to do it, but say it was more difficult, or the rewards for Datacrons dropped a lot slower so that you couldn't just go ham at it. I'm trying to think what would remove the time sink. You know, and Conquest is an issue. It's not the biggest issue, but it is an issue. I mean, arguably the other issue, which I can't demonstrate because it's just ended, but is TB. You know, TB, like I say, phase 1, if you, like me, you can just deploy bish, bash, bosh, you're done for the phase 1. But I think it was phase 3 or 4 this week. It's 5 planets. We did Dathomir, Kessel, Lothal, Zepho, and Mandalore. And it genuinely does feel like they need to find a way of cutting the time down when that happens. Because that took me about an hour. And again, this is first thing in the morning, so I'm getting up, I'm doing that. And I'm like, all right, I might as well have my cup of coffee and get this done. But then once I have finished, I'm like, that's taken up half my morning. Nice one, Exo. I mean, we broke our own record. It wasn't as big, but we got 43 here, so that was nice. I didn't even know we were going for a change, to be honest, until the last minute. But, yeah. I feel like the core of TB is still okay. You know, I think Rota's actually been a very big improvement on the former format. It just feels like they need to find a way of... I want to say simming is an option, but I don't know how they do that without sort of making things redundant. I think someone said, could you create a sim where it uses the last team you used? And then essentially beat the CM using that. So, like, say you use Great Mothers on Mustafar, for argument's sake. It uses them again. That way they're used up and deployed. I don't know. I wish there was a simple answer to it. This just feels so weird still as well. I think if you're struggling for what to farm next, I think a big part of the answer is what is coming up or what you might need. I mean, you were talking about Ahsoka, obviously Ezra. So I think it's kind of looking around that train of thought in the sense of, if you're too far off Ezra, then maybe don't go for Ahsoka right now and build up something instead. It's not fun as such, but maybe you could work on something connected to the anniversary tunes if you've got progress on them. I mean, can I just read back? Just checking, right? When you said we just got 48, you did mean and wrote, didn't you? Like, you didn't go to Hoth and get 48. I was going to say that'd be... I can't even remember. What was the max on Hoth? 45 for Rebel Assault. Which, for the record, I have not done, apparently. And apparently I haven't got 33 in Geonosis either. Just trying to see if I can find it. Ah, okay, there we go. I'll be honest, I was thinking I'd be surprised if TB off was the thing, unless you were like really early for the holidays. Again, I know some girls do HOF for Christmas, but yeah, I've heard HOF isn't too bad, which is again surprising considering, you know, Rally 9. But yeah, it makes sense if you can, if you got the tunes. And I've seen the fleet was pretty straightforward. I had someone else tell me before. Yeah, I genuinely don't know what to think. I mean, I've got Delta in my head again here, right? And I completely understand what people have said, that Delta doesn't impact TB right now. And it's true, you know, say I've got a full Rally 9 team and I'm taking it on Mustafa, Coralia, Coruscant. Sure, I've got 4 Deltas, but it's not that big a difference. I can't remember what the final numbers were, but they didn't seem to be big, whatever they were. I think that might have been the one. Here we go. So it was 150 going out and 60% reduction coming in. So in principle, it should have an impact. A 5 Rally Delta, say it's 9. Well, actually saying that, you can't do that, can you? Because it'd still have to be Rally 10. You'd have to have a full squad of Rally 10 to really feel that. So the most you got for 4 is 70 and 40, which, while still nice, isn't the biggest difference, is it? But it's kind of what I was getting at before when I was saying about how maybe a year down the line we're going to feel it more. Because say they do bring out Relic 11 and Relic 12 fast. In principle, assuming Relic 9, Relic 10 become easier to acquire, we might feel that Delta more then. It could be that we speed through planets that before we were taking our time on. I don't know. Again, I'm spitballing because for 5 Relic Delta, we'd need Relic 12 on, say, to get through a Relic 7 planet. So, yeah. God, that's kind of scary to say out loud, isn't it? We'd need a full squad of Relic 12 to get through quicker a Relic 7 planet. I don't know. It's a very weird place we're in right now. And again, when Luke says they're feeling like they're enjoying the game a lot less, I can understand it. Again, I'm not feeling it myself, but it's not to say that something won't hit me like a ton of bricks and I'll suddenly change my opinion. That's not too bad, I guess. You're getting 21 Omicron mats plus probably the more rare of the 3 for mod materials for 25 quid. I mean, I think I could argue Zetas are just as important. I do envy those who've got a good stockpile. I mean, yeah, I need 27. Let me have another look at it. Yeah, I've got quite a few. Imagine if we could trade things like that. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? I get why they wouldn't, but it would be cool. Again, I recognise it's probably a sign that there's something I need to upgrade, but I feel like I'm still in a place where I'm not just upgrading anything. Let me just have a look at what my materials are like. Yeah, I'm missing these a lot, the Mark 1 capacitors, but I've got a fair chunk of the others. I was surprised the other day to realise I got... I hit the cap for micro attenuators. Hey, that was worth a slice. I wouldn't mind looking at Rays. See, that one blows. I got the 21, but I didn't get higher. Saying that it is a fair chunk of health, so that's a fair compromise. Ooh, that's low speed. I wonder if I can't even calibrate it. Wow, I've tried doing a fair bit with that already. Wow. That mod basically said F you to me. You will not get an upgrade. Ooh, that's kind of tempted to slice a little bit, I must say. That would cost 100 to calibrate. You know, I wish that was something better. Like, if that was health percent, I would roll that without a shadow of doubt, because even if it re-rolled onto protection, I'd be like, alright, fair enough, it wasn't meant to be. But if that rolled onto crit chance, I'd be like, ugh. I also know that you should just give up on certain mods. Ooh. Some would potentially, yeah. I mean, that's 75 for a reroll. That one hasn't been touched. Means health percent. Jabba doesn't need offense, so that's fine in my book. Hey, Peter, how you doing? Do we try and... Well, I say do we, and then I do it. Hey, cool. Alright, that was a low roll for 20. I'm doing alright, how about yourself? Here we go again. Oh, okay. That was quite literally the low roll, but still a speed bump. I'm happy with that. Did I just repeat myself, or are you repeating yourself? Yeah. And so that would sound about right. Sometimes I am just in my own little world and I forget to actually think what I'm saying rather than just repeating. But yeah, I am doing okay. I hope you're alright. Yep, I'm going to say I definitely do go on those loops. Usually I catch myself though. That's the bummer of it all. Are you in the chat, Mol? I'm wondering, is this actually good value? Like, I'm saying to myself, is it worth me getting this 5999 pack? when Chewie and Yoda come out. Just for the fact that I probably can't get the episode pass straight away this month. So it's like, that could at least catch me up a little bit. I mean, 5 cards, even if I got 5 shards, that would be enough, wouldn't it? Actually, it probably wouldn't, would it? You're talking about that. That's the thing, I can't actually go monetary this month. So, I kind of, if I want to go for it, I'd have to go for a Gamba pack. I mean, normally I get the episode pass and then I'll get one of these, just try and top it up a bit so I can maybe get close to 5 stars. I was actually really bummed about that, by the way. I bought one of these this past fortnight. It was the last day of the IG-90 marquee, and I was hoping I could get 5 stars so I could get the Omicron from it, and I got a 5 roll instead of 7. That was annoying. That was crystals down the drain. Yeah, it's nowhere. I'm nowhere near that high. I mean, the reason for me getting like the character shards would be just to speed up the marquee. That's all I'd be doing it for. I mean, here I'm 101. To my knowledge, I can't do anything really to get any higher. I mean, this is what I remember you do. You essentially try and split your damage. If there's 2 of them, you can use an AoE. But also I'm aware that IG-90 has Mark on his AoE, so I'm like, I don't get stuck on one of them. Alright, IG-90 was a bit unlucky there. Alright, 50% is solid. It's a jump up for me. Got some of these doohickeys. Up to rank 93. Can level up IG. Nothing dramatic, but still a level up. I mean, I don't feel like I get 100 of these every day. You know, it's not like, a bit like how you're saying top 30, you know, 300's, sorry, 500's definitely a big jump, but I just can't compete up that end. I would literally need to be getting a 7-star character in the marquee so that I could, you know, like I'd need the actual 330 drop to achieve it. And even then, I don't think I'd be able to put more in, you know. It's where the marquee system's frustrating. Well, I'll say the marquee system, this Coliseum system's frustrating, but it's nothing we don't know.
have a supporter here. We have a supporter.
Hey, Chris.
Thank you for supporting JJ's Productions. Thank you.
I'll be honest, right? My mum just shouted in, and we're a bit shocked. Well, I'm a bit shocked, but my mum was telling me about this, right? I only heard this morning, right, that Rob Rayner had died overnight. Well, I'll say overnight. It was yesterday. You know, I've seen him in TV, film, etc. So it was a shock when I heard about it, especially when I found out he'd been murdered. So I've just read here that Donald Trump's ripped into him. I haven't read the details, but apparently that's the headline. Which, I don't know about you, I find that quite distasteful. Even if you disagree with anything like that, it's like actually ripping into a dead man feels very lacking in taste. But then, also, I'm sure my mum's just shouted in that apparently Rob Rayner's son's been arrested for it, which is very... Well, yeah, that is quite grim. I'm trying to show a mind a bit of bipartisanship, just for the fact that I remember when I was, like in the build-up to the UK election, I was showing a lack of it, and I lost a sub for it. A YouTube sub. And I thought, okay, I will rein it in a touch. Arguably the subs that I shouldn't want, but yeah. Hey, we got 52, still an upgrade. 55, it's not going to get me a much better reward, but still it's there. Rank 91. But yeah, I just found that quite disgusting on many fronts, if I'm going to be honest. I can't see it here, and I'm a little wary of going too deep down the rabbit hole on stream, just for the fact that I know YouTube and Twitch can sometimes get a little funny over things. But yeah, very strange. Right, I'm going to do what I've done in the past, right, which is I'm going to call the YouTube side of this stream. We're going to wrap up here, and that is because I'm going to now do some Hitman, and it's going to be relatively quick. Hey up, Burm, how you doing?
We have a supporter here. We have a supporter. Thank you for supporting JJ's Productions. Thank you.
I say thank you for the raid, Burm. I'm just going to end the stream on YouTube, alright?